Hello everybody, and welcome to Ancient Architects. Please subscribe now to get the latest ancient history news and independent research from around the world. In my last video we looked at one of the few Giza pyramids that has been lost to time, the Satellite Pyramid of Khafre, also known as G2A, once located to the south of the second largest pyramid on the plateau. For the age of this enigmatic archaeological landscape, it really is amazing that so many structures have stood the test of time. But that's exactly why I'm interested to know what's missing. What are we not seeing? If we walk across the Giza Plateau, what's disappeared from the landscape? Many of you may be surprised to learn that the Satellite Pyramid of Khafre is not the only missing pyramid of Giza. There is another one, and it once sat within the shadow of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Khufu has 4 smaller associated pyramids, not 3 as you may think, and these are known as pyramids G1A, G1B, C and D. The first 3 still remain today, are all of a similar size, and are located to the east of the Great Pyramid, south of the main Khufu causeway. But the superstructure of the 4th one, G1D, has been completely dismantled, so much so that it wasn't even discovered until as recent as 1992. A modern paved road had previously been built over the site of this small lost pyramid, a structure undetected by both George Reisner and Selim Hassan in their previous excavations around the Great Pyramid. So, how was it found? Well, the modern road was proving to be a potential risk to the archaeology, as cars and buses would still use it, and the ancient basalt pavement of the Great Pyramid's mortuary temple was in danger of being damaged. So, in an effort to prepare the site properly for visitors, and to clean and restore existing monuments, this modern road was removed. And to everyone's surprise, 25.5 metres to the southeast of the southeastern corner of the Great Pyramid, Pyramid G1D was discovered. Of the 4 smaller pyramids associated with the Great Pyramid, this one is the smallest, covering an area of approximately 24 square metres. Apart from a couple of courses of irregular blocks, the vast majority of the core masonry has been removed. But some of the fine Chura limestone casing stones and foundation stones were discovered in situ on site, as well as the unroofed substructure that was found filled with debris. Like every other Giza pyramid, G1D was orientated to the cardinal directions, and we can see the outline of the structure on the foundation slabs that were added to the bedrock in various places to create a level building surface. These are best preserved on the southern and eastern sides. There are 9 still in situ on the eastern side, including the northeastern corner foundation slab that was found to be still in its original position. 11 more slabs were also found on the southern side. You can see the baseline of the pyramid across their top surface, but there is only 1 foundation stone on the west side and none on the northern side. On the eastern side especially, a lot of the first course casing stones were still in situ, as we can see on this picture, but as the site was somewhat of a mess, restoration work has taken place. Where they were missing, new foundation stones have been added and new casing stone corner blocks were made. The original casing stones were analysed and then placed back exactly where they were found, and some of the other displaced casing stones from the site were manually fitted into position as accurately as possible, to give the site the best presentation for visitors. So, like the Satellite Pyramid of Khafre that I discussed in my last video, here we also have a decent outline of a lost pyramid, and its size is very similar to Pyramid G2A. Although the only recorded base length I've seen, 21.75 metres, only comes from one measurement from a 1 to 50 scale drawing, so this isn't too accurate, although it's probably not far off. The substructure was dug into the bedrock, but today it just looks like a pit. It would have had masonry roof beams, but these are of course now missing. The descending passage is aligned north to south, and the upper end of the passage begins 3.75 metres from the constructed northern baseline, meaning you would have entered higher up through the pyramid masonry on the northern side. The width of the entrance passage was 1.05 metres, or 2 cubits, and it slopes down at an angle between 25 and 28 degrees for a length of 5.25 metres, or 10 cubits. The opening into the chamber is 55 centimetres above floor level, similar to what we see in the Khafre satellite pyramid. There are cuttings on the upper edges along both sides of the passage, and these were for the placement of roof blocks. From above, the passage and chamber have a T-shaped appearance. The main chamber is 7.92 metres long east to west and 2.85 metres deep. Interestingly though, its width does vary, and that's because the top of the chamber is narrower than the bottom. The long walls lean inwards, as shown in this cross-section. At floor level, the chamber is 3.5 metres wide, but at the top it's 2.45 metres in width, so there is quite a difference. Architectural features of the chamber include a sloping cutting in the floor immediately in front of the opening, probably to receive the first plug block. Also, towards the western end of the chamber there are purposefully cut holes, a pair in the northern wall and a pair in the southern. These were likely sockets to support wooden beams, perhaps for laying the chamber's cover stones, or maybe some other object that was once positioned at the western end, maybe a cast statue. Although it did likely have a flat roof, without it being present, it is difficult to know exactly how the chamber would have looked in its heyday. There is also a strange cutting on the upper southern side, directly opposite the entrance passage, and we can see that 2 stones are sat on top of it in this picture. No mention of this feature is included in any literature, and so its function is unknown. It's also worth noting that blocks have been added to this structure in recent times, to help outline the structure, like a crude reconstruction. These include a lintel block over the entrance into the chamber, and also blocks inside the passage. Inside the chamber, no part of the walls were polished or smoothed, and there are a number of noticeable large natural fissures in the walls. There were traces of red mortar on the floor, and also traces of red on the southern side. Zahi Hawass speculates it could have been for some kind of limestone pavement. The only other thing to note is this. Those that have been to Giza may have seen this arrangement of Chura limestone casing on a platform just north of Pyramid G1D. This is a reconstruction of the very top of this satellite pyramid, but only 2 of the stones are original. The southern half of the bottom of the 3 courses, which is 2.7 metres long and 56 centimetres thick, and also the badly damaged Pyramidion. Finding an Old Kingdom ancient Pyramidion is extremely rare, and this was discovered just north of the pyramid in 1993. The top part of the stone is missing, and a great part of the faces are damaged. Detailed analysis was conducted by Joseph Dorner, and this was published in 1998, and we know that the underside of this block was not flat, but formed a low inverted pyramid, 4 triangular sections converging to a point. This allowed the Pyramidion to neatly fit into the blocks below. It is a very rare discovery, and it's the second oldest pyramid capstone ever found, the earliest belonging to the Red Pyramid at Dashur. No major archaeological finds were discovered at the pyramid site, no wooden boxes, beads or bones. There was nothing of note inside the chamber, and so this doesn't help us in understanding the function of this pyramid. It is quite similar to the satellite pyramid of Khafre, Pyramid G2A, and experts and amateurs alike don't believe that these pyramids were constructed as burial sites. I said in my last video that I did believe that satellite pyramid G2A was built for the car statue of Khafre, so it's possible that this pyramid could have had the same function, but for Khufu's car statue, or maybe one of his queens. Zahi Hawass believed it was a possible changing room for the king, and it was in use during the said festival. Others have said it could have been for the burial of placentas or viscera. Some say it was a tomb for the royal crown, or maybe temporary storage for the body, and so on. The fact is, nobody knows why this pyramid was built, and why it's in such a prime position, because we don't have any written records, and there are no quality archaeological finds associated with G1D. Charles Regano noted its strange positioning in the Khufu pyramid complex, like it's some kind of afterthought, and he believed it was built during the reign of either Khafre or Menkaure, and so in his opinion, it's not contemporary with the Great Pyramid. And this opinion is shared by many, that it was constructed after the Great Pyramid, although some believe it could have been towards the end of Khufu's reign, or maybe just after he had died. This ruined pyramid will always be somewhat of an enigma, but for a pyramid that is completely destroyed, it's amazing we do have its Pyramidion, an extremely rare find and the only surviving Pyramidion on the Giza Plateau. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ancient Architects. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please leave a comment below. Thank you very much.